Good afternoon and welcome to Forthbank Stadium in Stirling on day 2 of this under-16 international tournament for a fixture which I'm sure means a lot at every single level. It's Scotland against England, two teams which won their opening games. Scotland running out 7-0 winners against Qatar on Tuesday, while England were 2-0 victors against Uruguay. So plenty to play for here as both sides try and come out on top in this under-16 international tournament. I'm Gordon Duncan, joined today by Kenny Miller. We're just going to take a quick look at the group standings already. So as you can see, it is a top of the table clash here in Stirling. Played 1-1 for Scotland and England. Of course, Scotland with the superior goal difference given that heavy defeat for Qatar at Oriam on Tuesday. Kenny Miller, like we said, Scotland against England. We know this is under-16 football, but nevertheless I'm sure everyone involved will want to go out and try and get the victory this afternoon.
Makes absolutely no difference what age level it is, what sport it is. There's going to be that same intensity, the same rivalry, and for an under-16 game there is a wee bit of a buzz about Forthbank tonight that maybe wasn't there for the opener at Oriam.
Now certainly both teams trying to juggle things around and get a look at all players in the playing squad. Brian McLaughlin, Scotland for instance, 9 changes from the team which beat Qatar on Tuesday. So this is the first time, remember, this group have been together, the first time they've played any football together, so the manager clearly wants to have a look at all the players involved. So 9 changes for Scotland. It's going to be Jack Newman in goals for Scotland, the back 4 of Cameron Logan, Ben Cameron, Josh Grigor and Finn Ekropont. At midfield 3 of Adam Kettings, Dylan Forrest and Connor Smith, and up front Cole Stars, Michael Sparks and Karamoko Dembele. As for England, it's Harvey Collins in goal, a back 4 of Matthew Bondswell, Nathan Wood-Gordon, Gerald Dorset and Miles Pete Harris, Monso Manduki, Claudio Osorio and Oliver Pendlebury, the midfield 3, and it's Alexander Maitum, Charlie McCann and Rafael Garcia as the attacking trio. As you can see, the teams are out, and we're going to just have today's national anthems before we get underway. And we're going to start with the national anthem of England.
And now, Flower of Scotland. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, as you can see, a good crowd inside Stirling Albion's Forthbank Stadium here this afternoon. Kenny, we know these guys will have lofty ambitions of going on to play at high level, but for where they're at the moment, a good crowd and a good occasion here this afternoon.
It's a great occasion, as you say, for the friends and family. You speak to some of the players that have played at this age level, maybe 10 years on, they can all name the dates, the scores, the lineups. Always a proud moment.
Let's take a quick recap of the teams then before we get to kick-off. As we said, 9 changes for Scotland in total. It's going to be Jack Newman in goal, a back 4 of Cameron Logan, Ben Cameron, Josh Grigor and Finn Ekropont. The midfield 3, Adam Kettings, Dylan Forrest and Connor Smith. And up front, Michael Sparks, Cole Stars and Karamoko Dembele. On the bench for Scotland then, Robbie Hemfrey, Jamie Hamilton, Liam Morrison, Kane Patterson, Liam Miller, Jensen Weir, Rhys McAleer, Connor Barron and Andrew Winter. As for England, it's Harvey Collins in goal, a back four of Matthew Bondswell, Nathan Wood-Gordon, Gerald Dorset and Miles Pete Harris. Nonso Menduke, Claudio Osorio and Oliver Pendlebury in midfield three, and Alexander Mighton, Charlie McCann and Rafael Garcia up front. On the bench, Teddy Hoare, Daniel Jindal, Daniel Simu, Fabio Carvalho, Benjamin Knight, Tristan Covert, Sam Greenwood, Morgan Rogers and Samuel Kager. Today's referee is Colin Stephen. Kenny, what does it say about particularly the Scotland lineup that they've chosen to only have Cole Stars and also Connor Smith as the survivors from the starting 11 on Tuesday?
Yeah, we spoke to Brian McLaughlin after the game and he promised changes. He said he was taking the 3 games as a training camp, and we didn't know whether to read too much into that or not, but no, he's lived up to his word, and fair play to him. He could easily have done the selfish thing and prioritised the result at this level for his own reputation, but clearly putting development first.
There is in the Scotland number 9, Cole Stars, the Motherwell man. He got 2 goals against Qatar. Kenny, he'll certainly be one who's looking to try and pick up where he left off. He's up there alongside Michael Sparks, another man who come off the bench to get 2, and of course Karamoko Dembele, who's been catching everyone's eye so far.
Well, I think we'll come on to Dembele, no doubt, but Stars and Spark were both very strong, physical, direct. They only had one intention every time they picked up the ball, and what can you say about Dembele? It was only a cameo off the bench. He scored 1 and played a part in another 3. No wonder everyone's talking about him.
Well, referee Colin Stephen just going about his final pre-match checks. Claudio Osorio, one of the players over the ball for England to kick off. And we are indeed underway here at Forthbank Stadium, England, with the early possession. Just working it out to that right-hand side. Early loose pass though. Nonso Menduke, the Tottenham Hotspur man, couldn't quite find a teammate on that occasion. Good early battle in the Scotland left-back area as well. Here's Scotland's captain for the day, Ben Cameron. And Cameron Logan in there as well at right-back, just happy to try and keep early possession. We spoke to Brian McLaughlin after the Qatar game. He's very clear, Kenny, that despite England having a very good youth football record at the moment, he wants his team to try and dominate possession again this afternoon.
He was very, very bullish in what he said. He said, we will have the ball in England's half and we intend to dominate for 80 minutes. So for Brian McLaughlin, I thought that was pretty outspoken.
Certainly have to admire his confidence. Like we say, we know England's youth teams have been very, very successful in recent months. Let's see what effect that has on this under-16s group.
I think it's important that there is no inferiority complex, and that has to come from the coach, so you've got to imagine that's the message he's given the players as well.
Here come England then, just happy to try and stride out of defence. That's Gerald Dorset, one of 4 Reading players in the England setup, in the England lineup should I say. So clearly the Reading Youth Academy is doing something right.
It's produced a good few players for Scotland's youth teams in recent years.
Back it comes to Dorset again. Dembele paying him relatively close attention. Across it goes on the halfway line. Scotland battling hard. Adam Ketting's the man who goes thundering in. Referee says he did so illegally.
Interesting to see Dembele take up a more central position to start with tonight. Very much out wide in the first game.
Scotland got a bit of defending to do here as Matthew Bondswell has it down in the corner flag. Lovely turn from him. Tries to drive to the byline. Cole Stars is there. Tries to just use his upper body strength. Dylan Forrest, the man with the clearance.
Fair play to Cole Stars. He's shown his intent early, tracking all the way back to right back.
Number 16 is Dylan Forrest, a Celtic youth team player. Off the bench for an impressive second half cameo at Oriam on Tuesday. And they've got the chance to show what he can do from the start here this afternoon. Here comes Scotland then, it's into the feet of Kettings. Back it goes to Josh Grieger. England closing down well though. Scotland on the back foot once more as that one's flashed into the box. Hacked clear by Ben Cameron. Here is Karamoko Dembele, immaculate touch from him, just about manages to regain his footing. Clearly having his shirt pulled there by Oliver Pendlebury. You can see the Scotland number 10 is what he doesn't have in stature, Kenny, he certainly makes up for in his grit and determination and his ability as well.
His first touch saves him a lot of time, and he does have great strength on the ball. you can see the progress he's made even since the Victory Shield in November. He really is coming on.
Certainly when we saw him against Qatar on Tuesday, he looked very aggressive without the ball, didn't he? As soon as there was a chance to get it back, he was hunting Qatar down, desperate to get the ball back. And Brian McLaughlin says that's the one area he's really seen improvements in the last few months.
Yeah, I know people have been trying to play it down, and understandably the hype has to be measured, but Brian McLaughlin again was very outspoken on Dembele. He said he's seen progress all the time, paid a lot of credit to Celtic, but obviously not a one-man team. Looking forward to seeing Finn Ekrapont. I was talking to an Ayr fan today. He was explaining how often he's been training with their first team recently, so at his age that's a fair achievement.
Back it goes then with Nathan Wood-Gordon. He's going to look for the long diagonal. It's an excellent pass as well, and it does find Matthew Bondswell. He's got a bit of space to move into, lifts his head, tries just to float it in. Cleared into the air by Ben Cameron, only as far as Osorio. He dances towards the penalty box. And again Cameron goes in. No foul, says the referee. In fact, changes his mind. And a bit of a let-off for Scotland on that occasion.
Yep, wee bit of slackness, but as we said before the first game, it's the first time these boys have played together. It's going to take a wee while for the game to settle down and for people to start to build relationships on the pitch. I think we both commented how impressive it was that they did manage to gel so quickly, albeit against Qatar.
So still in the very early stages here at Stirling Albion's Fourth Bank Stadium. That one's easily dealt with by Gerald Dorset. Ben Cameron goes crashing into the back of Osorio. Easy enough decision for the referee. England just take it short though. Here's Pendlebury. Thinks about playing it inside. Goes all the way back to his goalkeeper Harvey Collins. Collins just lays it out to that right hand side. Just gets a bit too much on it. Fires it straight into his own team's dugout. Here is Michael Sparks then, one of the men who came on and got 2 goals on Tuesday. Down he goes. Matthew Bondswell adjudged to have just been a bit too aggressive in his tracking of Michael Sparks.
Made a real impression when he came on against Qatar. Just as their defence was starting to tire, he came on and the game was well over by that point, and he still treated it like the World Cup final.
So Karamoko Dembele and Connor Smith, the men standing over the free kick for Scotland. Is it going to be the outswinger of Dembele? I suspect it just might be. He moves away and it comes from Smith. Doesn't beat the first man really though. Headed as far as Forrest. He nods it out to Cole Stars on the right hand side. Stars forced to go all the way back. Finds his Motherwell teammate Adam Kettings. Kettings down the line. Oh, that's a thunderous challenge that from Matthew Bondswell. Referee's not happy with that. Came right through the back of Cameron Logan, and we're going to see the first yellow card of the afternoon. And I don't think he can have too many complaints.
No, absolutely not. He's probably lucky that Logan didn't make more of that. Bounce back up.
Fair play to Cameron Logan. Didn't complain too much, got back to his feet. Certainly was a heavy challenge by the Nottingham Forest left back. So Dylan Forrest then just assessing his options. Tries to look long over the top. Michael Sparks the man underneath it, but can't quite get anything on it. Collins is happy to come and collect that one. Just bowls it out to Madueke in the midfield. Back he goes, finds his defensive colleagues. Here's Madueke again. He's well dispossessed though by Connor Smith. Smith trying to drive forward, Madueke trying to get back, clearly holding Smith back. Another fairly simple decision for the referee.
Smith did that really well against Qatar, just to press their defence so quickly. We talked about him a fair bit. He's training with the Hearts development squad already. He's been in full time despite his age. One they have really high hopes for.
So it's that same set piece duo over the ball again, Smith and Dembele. Let's see if Smith can go a little bit better than his previous effort. Dembele's there to help out should he need be. Perhaps slightly too far out to have a crack at goal. Although, let's see if Dembele fancies it. Curls it in left-footed. There's Cole Stars. A free header for the Motherwell man. But it goes straight into the grateful grasp of Harvey Collins.
Good delivery, put it into a dangerous area. England's turned to be a wee bit slack at the back.
I think Stars perhaps had a bit more time than even he realised at that occasion.
He probably didn't expect to be free in the box along with 2 teammates. England just completely switched off.
Well, we're getting a good old-fashioned Scottish summer at the moment as the rain batters down here in Stirling. Wouldn't expect anything else, would you, Kenny? July, that doesn't mean much in these parts.
Feels more like a game than the indoor pitch at Oriel. This is more like it.
Dylan Forrest, the man there, on the wrong end of the referee's decision on that occasion. Now Scotland have their turn to try and defend the set piece.
It's a completely different test from Qatar. We did say that the defence weren't really tested.
England choosing to take it short, though. It's well worked, outnumbering Scotland. That's a great ball in as well. Missed, and it's going to be fired out for a throw-in. It was Finn Ekrapont who just about managed to scramble the ball away for Scotland. It was a real dangerous attack from England.
Thought he did well to hook that clear just in the nick of time.
Rafael Garcia, the number 16 in the middle of your picture, he was the one who took a bit of a fresh air swipe at it. There's Forrest, and he goes. Referee says no on this occasion. Smith lifts his head, finds Dembele. We know Dembele's quick, but great turn of pace from Bondswell to get back and recover.
I think that's the point. Dembele is quick, but some turn of pace there.
You can see from just a purely physical perspective, Kenny, that certainly some big boys in the England team, some powerful players as well. And that's going to be a challenge for Scotland to deal with that they simply didn't have to contend with against Qatar.
Yeah, I don't know how well that comes across on the small screen, but certainly at the game there is a clear difference in physical stature.
Here comes Pendlebury then, just looking for that diagonal once more, and again finds Bondswell. His touch is loose, but that's clearly a tactic England are looking to exploit. There's Dembele. Offside flag is up. Did manage to come back into his own half, but not before the linesman spotted it.
What you would have to say is Scotland might give away a few inches, but there's no lack of tenacity in them. They're all happy to mix it up.
Pendlebury's got a bit of chasing to do to keep that one. He gets it in the end. Another heavy challenge by Ekrapont, not a free kick though. Out it goes for a throw-in on the far side. Bit of sympathy for those ball boys on the far side, Kenny, standing there full of enthusiasm, getting absolutely soaked.
All part of the learning curve.
Ekrapont's just trying to find a teammate, finds Dembele. A rare loose touch from him. Good possession play from Osorio. Pendlebury plays it back to his defence. Osorio's going to get it back. Plenty of space for him to turn and lift his head as well. Comes driving forward. Infield it goes. Good tackle, Dylan Forrest. England still have it though. Out to Bondswell. Back into Charlie McCann. We've not seen too much of him so far, but good footwork. And that's Kettings just trying to battle hard there. Down goes Mightum. Play on, says the referee. Sliding challenge from Smith. And still Scotland can't quite get it clear. Smith goes in, Ekrapont as well. Referee's going to pull it back for the first infringement, and Scotland having to really dig in.
Yep, they are. That was a feature of the play the other day, more than a few tactical fouls. I think Ekrapont's really started well. He's a couple of key interventions.
So yet more defending for Scotland to do then in these opening stages. Still no real chances at goal. Perhaps Cole Starr's header for Scotland, the closest we've seen so far. But it is still Scotland 0, England 0, as this one comes swinging left-footed into the box. Headed well clear by Michael Sparks, doing his defensive duty. Not clear yet though. Kettings in there as well, both sides claiming for it, and it's going to be a goal kick.
Starr's maybe fortunate there, he did leave a leg hanging out in the box.
Yeah, Madueke was the man who went racing in for England. Out it goes then to Grieger. Tries to find Ekrapont, but England pressing really hard. Scotland largely had it their own way against Qatar. Kenny able to play out from the back quite comfortably. Clearly going to be a very different challenge this afternoon.
That's what Brian McLaughlin said. They were going to set challenging fixtures for them, and you certainly learn more about them on days like this. It's encouraging to see them trying to play out from the back.
I think the ball just slipped from Finn Ekrapont's grip there. We can forgive him that because the rain is absolutely torrential here in Stirling. Up the line it goes then. It's too high for Sparks as he turns and tries to chase. Dembele's in there as well. It's just going to be dinked over the head of Cole Starr's. Great confidence from the England goalkeeper. Starrs is there. Bondswell's got good pace, good strength as well, and he finds Osorio. Scotland on the back foot. Nice Cruyff turn from Osorio. He's into the penalty box, just tries to float it in. Ekrapont's underneath it. Pendlebury picks up the loose ball. It's another lovely diagonal from the England midfield out to the right back this time. Michael Sparks chasing all the way back, and as much as he'll be applauded for it, I'm sure Michael Sparks would much rather be doing his work up the other end of the field. Yeah,
and at the other end of the pitch, I think Bondswell looks the part already for England. It's another one from the Nottingham Forest Academy that's helped produce the likes of Oliver Burke and Alex Iacoviti for Scotland.
Miles Pete Harris with the throw in then, finds Osorio but gets it back. Scotland over in their numbers as that one swung in. I think the ball had already gone out of play. Goalkeeper spotted that one early. Just into the 15th minute here, Kenny. I suppose things really should have settled down by this point in time. What's your overall conclusion so far?
Yeah, it's taking shape. Both teams have come to play. As we mentioned a couple of times, the physical superiority is clear in England. I think it's highlighted there with Bondswell standing beside Dembele, but certainly Scotland have stuck to the task. Neither keeper overly worked so far.
So Scotland still trying to play out from the back then. Jack Newman going to have to go long on that occasion. Cameron Logan picks up the loose ball. It's a high one, and Dembele might just get the break of the ball here. He's chasing hard. But England very, very confident, very comfortable, trying to play their way out of trouble. But Forrest's in there, he's won it back for Scotland. Tries to slip it through to Dembele. You can see exactly what he was thinking. It was the right idea. Just too much weight on the pass, especially, Kenny, on this slick surface.
Yeah, and he has been a wee bit isolated so far, Dembele. But we've seen previously, he only needs an inch.
Josh Grieger thumps that one down the line. No real teammates in that vicinity though. Again, Smith does that ever so well, wins the ball back as Sparks goes sliding in. I think he's taken a sore one himself, although the referee gives a free kick the other way. Pendlebury just managing to escape the clutches of Smith, and Sparks absolutely flew into that one.
He's brave, Sparks. We saw that against Qatar as well.
Just not the type of tackle referees are likely to let you away with though.
But it is probably the type of tackle you would expect in a game like this. Maybe give them a wee bit of leeway.
So Michael Sparks just receiving some treatment for a knock he picked up in that piece of plate.
He looks sparkled.
Oliver Pendlebury, the man on the receiving end, he was not too impressed that the referee didn't produce the card on that occasion. Brian McLaughlin there just assessing his team's work in this opening 16 minutes or so, and he will be concerned if he has to make the change. Michael Sparks is limping quite heavily off to receive some treatment at the side. He's trying to run it off. I think he'll be fine, certainly for the moment. It's certainly not the game that these players are likely to withdraw from easily, is it, Kenny?
No, and he was quick to point out the other day that there's an extended group of 36 players he wants to work with, so it's by no means just the two teams he's fielded so far.
Here is Pendlebury again. Has shown a good range of passing so far, but just overcooked that one slightly. Didn't really give Alexander Mighton much of a chance of keeping the ball in play. Scotland make life difficult for themselves from the throw-in. Already surrendering possession.
Has been very competitive as you'd expect. Neither team getting a chance to settle on the ball.
There's that man again, Finn Ekrapont, just forced to hack the ball out of play. Plays his club football at Ayr United. I suspect he's going to have some more defending to do. Here is Osorio once more, another very tidy turn from him. Forrest does well to stick with him though. You can see Forrest always battling hard. Ekrapont's going to try and close him down as well. Pete Harris with it, just trying to move his way to the byline. Fakes the cross. Ekrapont again defending well. Really important the Scotland fullbacks stay concentrated, Kenny. We've seen time and time again already they're having to really be switched on to prevent the danger.
And he has been switched on honest shift from the honest man.
Dylan Forrest felt he was being pulled there. The assistant referee on the far side agrees, although he's been told just to not take too many steps forward. So Jack Newman, the man in goal for Scotland today. It was Robbie Hemfrey, the man who kept the clean sheet against Qatar, but Jack Newman plays his football for Sunderland. Now he's in to see if he can do just that, although you would suspect he's going to have a slightly busier afternoon. Up that one goes. Sparks is underneath it. He's shaking off that knock. There's Dembele as well, jumping. Nice footwork from him. Felt he was being tugged back. Kettings just pokes it away. And I think Sparks' afternoon might just be over here, Kenny. Michael Sparks is down again, as you can see it on the right hand side of your screen.
That's a concern. I was just going to say, Sparks and Stars are working so hard for the team. They're basically dropping in as auxiliary wingers just to beef up the midfield.
It looks as if it's some sort of ankle knock, as we saw a moment or two ago. It was Michael Sparks who actually committed the foul, Kenny, and he ended up coming off worse.
Yeah, he's not shy to throw himself about. It would be a blow for Scotland if he was to have to be withdrawn at this early stage.
Brian McLaughlin there standing arms folded as the players take the opportunity to get a quick water break, as Michael Sparks just receives some treatment in the centre circle. England players as well, all over, just getting some instructions from the dugout.
England have had some summer at youth level as well, during the various age groups, male and female. I suppose the key question for them is how many will get first team opportunities.
It certainly has been an impressive period. Gone deep into pretty much every tournament they've played this summer, the English youth teams. Gone very deep indeed. So play just about to get back underway then, and again, to be fair, Michael Sparks, he's trying to run it off Kenny. He's staying on for the moment, or is he? The referee just signalling to him. You can see the assistant, the fourth official, with the board. I'm not sure if there is a change imminent, but Michael Sparks looks like he's going to try and soldier on once more.
It's a bit of dialogue between player and dugout, but he obviously has no intention of coming off, and you can understand why in a game like this.
Dembele just closing down, but you can see the difference in size there as Nathan Wood-Gordon just strides forward. Here's Logan then into Kettings. Forrest has it. Back it goes to Cameron. Just swivels, goes back to his goalkeeper.
Really cool play from Cameron there, composed at the back under pressure.
Scotland doing their best to knock it about at the back, taking a few chances, but Brian McLaughlin won't mind that at this level. More than happy to try and operate a game plan and stick with it. Here is that man Sparks. Let's see how he shakes off that injury. He's not moving too freely yet. There's Forrest, loses out to Pendlebury. Nice footwork from him. Forrest showing good strength though. Here's Smith on the turn, back he goes. Ekropont looks for that diagonal. Cole Stars is underneath it, nods it down to Dembele. Pendlebury always paying him very close attention though.
Really good link-up play from Stars to Dembele there. Talked about the need to get closer to Dembele, and that was a good example.
Certainly big things expected of Karamoko Dembele. Hasn't managed to find too much space this afternoon. Here he is. Back it goes to Kettings. Kettings just tries to dink it down the line, and that's well cut out in the end. Charlie McCann back doing his defensive duties. Showing a decent eye for a pass as well, although Maduki had to scramble to keep that one in.
Great footwork. Really, really sharp.
Here is Maduki again, just moving his way across, just curls one out to Bondswell. Bondswell back into Pendlebury. Here comes the Middlesbrough man, Nathan Wood-Gordon. Smith trying to stay with him. England with a bit of time and space though to pick their passes. Scotland not really getting too close as that one slipped through. It's flashed across the face of the goal, but the assistant's flag was up on the far side. Rafael Garcia was the man who had the shot at goal. Probably was the right decision from the assistant, but a let off for Scotland nevertheless.
Yeah, Scotland played a good high line. There was a nervy hand in the air from Ekropont there, but I think the assistant called it right.
And I think we are going to see that change for Scotland now. Michael Sparks, the man going off, and he's going to be replaced by Liam Miller of Sunderland, who was an impressive performer, Kenny, on Tuesday, although he operated in a left back position, so certainly going to be a bit of a reshuffle for Scotland at the moment.
Yeah, we saw the quality of his delivery on the day. I think he threaded through the pass for the first goal. Interesting to see how he fits in here. He's certainly started off on the right of the front three.
Yeah, Cole Stars has gone over to that left hand side. Liam Miller comes over to the right. Karamoko Dembele still the central figure in the Scotland attacking trio.
So left back to right of the front three. That says a bit for his versatility, if nothing else.
It's going to be a free kick to England. Even Miles Pete Harris thought it was a throw in, but referee says to get it on the deck. Back it goes. As England come across very composed on the ball in that area of the park. You can see McCann just dropping very deep to come in and pick it up. Finds Pendlebury. He fakes to go one way, then comes back across. Just plays it into Dorset. Dylan Forrest has done really well to try and close England down. You see in two more occasions there, he really is trying to cover every grass.
Yeah, there's a wee bit of a Scott Brown to him, isn't there? Clubmate, he's certainly in haircut and pressing. Must have covered every blade so far.
Here's Grieger into the feet of Kettings. It's just far too much on it. Going to be over the head of Ekrepont. Again, you have to admire Scotland for trying to persist with finding a teammate. They're not just wanting to shell the ball long every chance they get, even though it's been difficult so far.
I think that's exactly right. The easy thing against a team of that size would be just to shell it long under pressure, but no, credit to them for sticking with the game plan. And Brian McLaughlin has stressed that it is more about development. You always say it, and it's a bit of a cliche, but the long-term benefit really is worth more than a one-off result, although might take a win.
Adam Kettings, the man punished for the foul on that occasion. Oliver Pendlebury stands over the free kick, and it comes. It's a curling ball. It's a dangerous one as well, into the back post. It was missed in the end. And that was another very good chance for England at the back post. You can see Pendlebury just curling it into that danger area. And sliding in there was Gerald Dorset. He'll be disappointed he didn't manage to get anything on it.
Yep, I wonder if he was almost put off more by the attention of his teammate than any Scotland defender. The two of them almost getting in each other's road.
Just sense, Kenny, with 25 minutes on the clock, England really starting to find their feet. With a couple of half chances for Scotland early on, but England really trying to take a real grasp of this game.
Yeah, they are. It's just a completely different game, as we said, from the Qatari opener.
And here they go again. It is slipped through. Goalkeeper comes off his line, gets a good hand on the ball though. Half-hearted appeals for a penalty. Referee's not interested.
Newman very, very sharp off his line.
Yeah, credit to the Scotland goalkeeper, did well. Don't think there was any doubt, he got plenty on the ball.
No, he read the danger, he was out very, very quickly. Top marks.
But just as we were saying, England really starting to look dangerous, and again they went into the penalty box as McCann goes down.
Forrest doing his best to compete. Connor Smith's had a couple of interventions in their final third, but England are turning the screw a little bit.
Here comes Cole Stars back to defend. Nice back heel as well. Finds Ekrepont. Tries just to clear it down the line.
That was nice from the Motherwell man.
Well, pleased to report the sun is now shining. I do say you get 4 seasons in one day in Scotland. Well, we're certainly seeing that so far. Here comes Kettings. He's got Miller outside him. Scotland with a bit of space to move into for the first time. No real support for Liam Miller, but he does well. Cuts onto his left foot. Paid close attention though. Here's Dembele, twisting and turning, just crowded out in the end. Here's Forrest. That's a loose pass from him though, easily picked up by Charlie McCann.
It's a lovely touch and change of direction from Dembele to start that whole move off, but when it broke down you can't see how closely guarded he has been. Clearly marked out as the one to watch. And
if those forays into the England half are going to be as rare as they have been, Kenny, Scotland really have to make more of them.
Yep, they do. At least they were getting forward in numbers. We have mentioned that Dembele's been isolated in attack, so good to see at least 3 Scotland shirts in the final third.
Out it comes then to Cameron Logan. Just tries to flick it round the outside, but Bondswell does the job and he comes racing forward. The England left back's been dangerous all afternoon. He's into the box, just floats it across. Too high in the end. But in the early stages, Matthew Bondswell has been a real danger.
He'll be disappointed with his final ball there, but he just looks a thoroughbred. He's patrolled that left side up and down all game so far. Just looks like an athlete, and he can obviously play.
So Scotland with a bit of thinking to do then, if they're going to try and stop those rampaging runs from Matthew Bondswell. Out it goes to Josh Grieger. He just tries to play it over the top. It's well read by Wood Gordon. Cole Stars in there as well. You can see Scotland really battling hard. Cole Stars does win it back. He's trying to drive forward. Here comes Dembele then, in the middle of the England half. You can see how quick he is when he gets moving out to Miller. Miller comes back onto his left foot. He's going to try and fire it in there. Cole Stars is underneath it. Just too high for the Scotland attacker. That allows England to come forward. Chance for them to counter-attack. Alexander Mightum, the man who goes down. And the assistant's flag on the far side, just giving a helping hand to the referee. I think the referee wants a word on this occasion.
Miller obviously has added something to Scotland. He's going to try and cut in when he can on that left foot of his, but a couple of dangerous deliveries.
Encouraging signs for Scotland, Kenny. Again, Cole Stars got himself in a good position. The ball just slightly too high for him. Here's Pendlebury again with the free kick. It's another dangerous delivery. Sario, the one who heads it back across. Kettings is in there. Heads it forward. He's got no real company in front of him. He's going to try and slide it down the line to Miller. Miller looks to take Bondswell on the outside. That was always going to be a tough ask.
Thought Kettings did really well there, not to panic, just to take a touch and retain possession.
Here's Dembele then. Back to Logan first time. Forrest with the loose pass on that occasion, just apologises to his teammates. Scotland going back the way. Good composure from Ben Cameron. Misses the pass to Adam Kettings though. Karamoko Dembele not too impressed with that one. Here's McCann moving across. Smith just trying to close down Miduki. You can see Smith, he's always trying to just get a foot in, but England have been very tidy in possession. Here's Pendlebury once more. Turns on it, plays it out to Dorset.
England are starting to stretch the game a wee bit. Tough shift for those boys in the Scotland midfield. It's a completely different sort of game from Qatar. Dembele was able in the first game to isolate full-backs, isolate opponents and run with the ball.
And that's another diagonal from England, and another one which finds Matthew Bondswell. He's just standing up. Cameron Logan going to try and get to the byline, but manages to turn and come back. Here's Claudio Osorio. And it goes to McCann. McCann just flicking it back onto his right foot. Great sliding challenge though from Ben Cameron. Good foot in there as well from Connor Smith. Dembele trying to win the ball back, but Scotland really having to maintain their discipline here as England knock the ball around. All 11 men behind the ball for Scotland. It's loose control from McCann. Kettings finds Miller. Now Scotland can try and break here, but there's no real urgency from Brian McLaughlin's side. Cole Stars is going, but Liam Miller can't find him. Here's Ekrapont out to Stars. Stars comes in on the right foot. It's a lovely touch from him, driving forward. Dylan Forrest picks it up. Here's Connor Smith. Again moving forward. Smith, he's thinking about the shot, lifts his head, fires it low and just wide of the post. It was a good run from Connor Smith, a decent effort as well, and signs of life in an attacking sense from Scotland.
Yeah, he maybe deserved more out of that. Smith, at least to see him break the lines, to take a gamble. Certainly not far away with the shot, just wide of the keeper's right hand post.
It's more like it from Brian McLaughlin's side. That will surely give them a bit of a boost after what's been a difficult period. Still goalless of course here at Forth Bank.
Good to see Cole Stars getting on the ball a bit more as well. Can see how direct he is whenever he gets the ball. He's determined to head for goal.
Bondswell just dispossessing Miller. Miller wins it back, but the referee wasn't too impressed with the Sunderland man.
No let up for these Scotland players. England moving the ball very quickly.
Ekrapont underneath it. Cole Stars has got a bit of running to do if he wants to get there though. Pete Harris just standing him up, just dragging the ball with the studs and moving forward. It's a great ball in as well. It was well defended in the end. Referee says it's going to be a corner kick. Ben Cameron, the Scotland skipper for the afternoon, plays his club football for St Mirren.
I think he's been very, very solid so far.
Did very well to read the danger there.
His decision making's been good. He's taken no chances. He's kept the ball when he had to. He's punted it when he's had to. Happy to mix it up.
So Maduki with the man charged with taking the corner kick. Dembele just getting a bit too close for the assistant referee's liking. I think we're going to see a direct delivery. Here it comes, in swinging left-footed. Dylan Forrest's the man at the front post, does his job well. Back out to Maduki though, might just get a second chance. Forrest again the first man to confront him. And again half-hearted penalty claims from England. It was Charlie McCann who tumbled.
A nervy look over his right shoulder for Ekrapont.
Referee certainly didn't seem too fussed on that occasion. Here is Forrest then, coming forward, just curls it out to Ekrapont. His touch takes it into the path of Smith, but he loses possession. Pendlebury knocks it back into the English defence. Dorset plenty of time just to lift his head, see what's in front of him. Pendlebury always keen to just drop back and help his team out. There's Maduki driving forward, great pace from him, moving towards the edge of the Scotland penalty box. England do get the break of the ball, but again Ketting's in there picking up the pieces, just floats it out to his club teammate Cole Stars.
There's a lot to like about the way England have passed the ball about at the back and towards midfield, but that Scotland defence looks so well drilled. The back in numbers, very, very compact.
It has been a very disciplined defensive performance from Scotland so far. With 5 minutes or so, let's see if they can manage to stand firm until the break. Here's Osario though, and he goes, slips it in. Forrest to Kettings. He's got Miller outside him. Scotland again trying to counter. Miller running hard, but just the real pace from Dorset to get back and recover.
But that is the problem for Scotland, and Miller, he's had to fill in at full back and then bursts to the other end of the park. It's going to be a long game for a couple of them. Big pitch.
So Pendlebury again has it. He's just trying to move away from Smith, but Smith always doing well to stay within touching distance. And Grieger plays it left-footed into Kettings. He just lays it off to Stars. No one really able to get the ball down under control, bouncing around.
Grieger did well there. I thought he was just going to roll it back into the path of Garcia. Quick change of mind.
It's a risky challenge that time from Cameron Logan. Osorio manages to move out the way of it. Here's Cameron into Forrest. Here's Smith. Had Scotland's closest chance just a moment or two ago. Here's Dembele into Smith. Lovely 1-2 between the pair. You can see Dembele battling hard. It's into Stars, and his touch is heavy, but the goalkeeper spilled it. I think Cole Stars had just turned away in frustration, Kenny. If he had managed to keep concentrating at that moment, he might just have got a second chance at it.
Yep, and he was unlucky, but you can see that with Dembele, the quality of his technique and his footwork there, that quality can negate physical disadvantages.
Yeah, you see Dembele and Smith, a really neat 1-2, and Dembele moving away, and it really was a nice run. And
but that is the strength you can see developing in Dembele. That
well taken down by Claudio Osorio. It's flicked into the box. Forrest's underneath it. Here's Cameron Logan. He's got absolutely no one in front of him, just trying to assess his options, and he's lost possession. Osorio once more coming forward. Forrest's there, plays it into the feet. It's a lovely turn on the edge of the box. Referee says penalty. It was a foul, certainly, on Rafael Garcia. The Scotland players, I think, felt it was outside the box.
It must have been a tight call, but you could see it coming.
You just see, yeah, in fact, certainly his standing leg was inside the penalty box.
No, I think he's got that one right.
As Ben Cameron went into the back of him. So referee says penalty kick. And it's going to be a big chance for England to open the scoring just before the half-time break here. Nonso Maduki, the man from Spurs, up against Jack Newman. Newman doing his best with the mind games as he shakes the crossbar. Maduki not paying too much attention. Referee blows his whistle. Maduki moving forward. He's going to just take this left-footed. He just rolls it. It's a great save from Newman. Danger not over. Double save from Newman. Fantastic stuff from the Scotland goalkeeper. The fans inside Forth Bank cheering that as if it was a goal, Kenny, and rightly so.
It's an outstanding save. I didn't think it was the worst penalty. Certainly low down to his left. Maybe
I think it's got to go down as a good
very,
save.
Very, very good save. Didn't think it was the worst penalty at all.
And credit to him, he managed to react quickly and clear the danger at the second attempt as well.
Mobbed by his teammates.
So, let off for Scotland then. Big chance for England to open scoring. But it was Jack Newman, the goalkeeper, who came out on top. Nonso Maduki, the man guilty of missing from the spot as the corner kicks floated in. Headed high by Finn Ekrapont. Miller's underneath it. Dembele battling hard, and
That's
he does
terrific.
ever so well to win it back. Great hustling from Dembele, and he slips it through to Liam Miller. Stars is there. Miller always wants it on that left foot of his. He cuts back, flashes it across. Adam Kettings just trying to cushion it into the path of Stars.
I think that's a trade-off for Miller. Obviously, he is playing on the side that's alien to him. Has to really fall on his left foot. But outstanding from Dembele. That's what we've talked about throughout the game. A complete physical mismatch, but he's got guile and he's got guts.
It was very, very tenacious play from Karamoko Dembele. You can see parents, friends and family, and no doubt some scouts and football managers alike in the stands at Forth Bank. No doubt been impressed by what they've seen so far. Been a highly competitive contest.
I think you could double the official attendance if you charged the scouts. Plenty of club jackets outside.
Headed forward then, Smith picks it up. Kettings is there. Just lofts it over the head onto the path of Cole Stars. He's got space to run into. Ekrapont's trying to keep up with them. Great physical presence, Cole Stars. Wins his team a corner. Referee says goal kick.
Must be Scotland's best spell of the match.
You can see Cole Stars very, very unhappy with that decision. He certainly felt it was a corner kick. Immaculate control though from Claudio Osorio. Infield it goes. Smith paying close attention.
Smith will do that all day, the feature of his game against Qatar.
Maduki very comfortable on the ball though. Trying to make up of course for that penalty miss, or perhaps that's doing a disservice to Jack Newman in the Scotland goal. It really was a fantastic save.
The pre-penalty theatrics definitely paid off. As you pointed out, he made himself big.
He certainly did. And as the half draws to a close, it certainly looks like the sides are going to go in goalless at the break, but perhaps one last chance here. There's Dembele again, but it was well played by Rafael Garcia, the man who won the penalty. Sliding challenge again from Dylan Forrest. He has tackled everything so far.
I think he has to go down as Scotland's standout player in the first half. I think he's been everywhere. He's been intelligent on the ball, tenacious off it.
And there goes the half-time whistle then at Forth Bank in the second match day of this under-16 international tournament. Goalless at the break, Scotland 0, England 0, but that doesn't quite do justice to just how much of a competitive game we've had here. The main talking point came just before the break. It was a penalty to England. Rafael Garcia went down in the box. Referee pointed to the spot. Nonso Maduki was the man who took it, but credit to that man, number one for Scotland, Jack Newman. A terrific diving save down to his left, Kenny. He got up, he saved the rebound as well, and that's going to be the real positive for Scotland going in at the break.
Yeah, and he's deservedly still accepting the congratulations for that stop. I think, as you said, he definitely goes down as a save rather than a miss. He threw himself down low to his left. For a boy that big, impressive agility.
England clearly have had a lot of the game, Kenny, but have there been enough signs of encouragement from Brian McLaughlin's point of view?
Listen, we expected that. Brian McLaughlin could talk about expected to dominate play, but it was never going to happen. I think what he will be pleased about is the commitment from his players, the pressing. And maybe towards the end of the first half, a few more sights at goal.
Yeah, when you look at the chances created, England certainly coming into it a bit more as the half wore on, but a couple of flashes for Scotland have managed to break well. Dembele tenacious towards the end of the half there. Cole Stars has had a couple of headers as well, so enough to build on.
Yep, I think Cole Stars is starting to get the reward for his efforts. Michael Sparks has been a miss since he went off, but Miller's added something, and Dembele just gives you that bit of quality up top.
Well, plenty to play for in the second 45. We do have a couple of half-time videos for you now, though. Of course, it's not long until the senior team are back in Group F action. Scotland travel to Lithuania on the 1st of September. That is followed by a home game against Malta on the 4th. Still very much in the playoff hunt. Your support was incredible against England, so more of the same is required to help the team get the wins. Tickets now on sale for Scotland against Malta at Hampden. Adults from £20, kids from £5. You can visit tickets.scottishfa.co.uk, or of course you can buy in person from the Hampden Museum shop to secure your ticket. In the meantime, let's take a look back then at the incredible scenes between these sides at senior level not too long ago when Lee Griffiths scored those free kicks against England. Well, we know it may not have ended just as we would have liked, but as this video will show you, this is exactly what it means to support Scotland.
Having got the goal, goes again! It's astonishing!
We've been cycling from Wembley Stadium to Hampden Park, raising money for the Tartan Army Sunshine Appeal, who are a charity set up by Scotland fans who make donations to local children's charities wherever the Scotland team play abroad. We left Wembley Stadium at 6 o'clock on Tuesday morning, and we averaged 100 miles for the first 2 days, and then we dropped down to 86 for days 3 and 4, and then we finished today. We left at Annandale Services at 6 o'clock this morning for the last 67 miles up to Hampden Park. There was myself, and we had 7 other riders from all over Scotland. One person actually lives in Luxembourg and he flew over to do it. And we had a 2 support team in 2 vehicles that were supplied to us from Vauxhall. It was interesting. We had a few heady moments. The weather on Tuesday in London was horrendous. It's the worst conditions I've ever cycled in. But we had a lot of help on social media, a lot of support, and watching our total rise every day has just kept the team inspired and kept driving us on. The rest of my teammates, especially the 2 support team, and everybody that's helped us, donated money, sponsored us, basically everybody that's had anything to do with this bike ride, we just can't thank you enough.
No, it was out of the box. Was it before? Are you not using my seagull?
Don't forget this afternoon's the second of 3 matches in this under-16 international tournament. The next round taking place this coming Saturday, the 29th of July. Scotland taking on Uruguay on the Oriam indoor synthetic pitch at 1 o'clock, and simultaneously England kicking off against Qatar, and that's on the outdoor pitch, the grass pitch, again 1 o'clock kick-off at Oriam in Edinburgh.
Lovely.
Here comes the Scotland side then as they prepare to take the second half and get it underway. It's Scotland 0, England 0 at half time in this under-16 international tournament match. Certainly was England who had the best chance of the opening half when they had a penalty kick awarded to them. Jack Newman in the Scotland goal did ever so well to make the save though, and the sides will restart the match goalless after a fiercely contested opening 40 minutes. As is often the case, Kenny, at this level we do tend to see a large number of substitutions being made. Scotland don't look as if they've made any at the moment, but we're going to see some for England. And we're going to see Sam Greenwood coming on. He's going to be in place of Rafael Garcia. And there is the man who had his penalty kick saved.
Garcia was dangerous in that first half.
So it looks as if Scotland certainly going with the same team at the moment. Morgan Rogers has come on for England as well.
Let's get behind the players once again for the second half, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy the match.
You can see Brian McLaughlin maybe giving it another 10 minutes and changing it up a bit.
So a few different things for Scotland to think about then. England were dangerous in the first half, have made those two changes. Sam Greenwood and Morgan Rogers on. Scotland get us underway. Back to Ben Cameron.
Claudio Osorio and number 16 Rafael Garcia have been replaced by number 17 Sam Greenwood as number 9 Morgan Rogers.
Really nice touch inside from Eric Point. I really think he's had a strong game.
There is Scotland's man of the moment, Jack Newman, the man who made that penalty save. Good footwork, but well defended from Josh Grieger. Miles Pete Harris, the right back, getting forward for England, as has Matthew Bondswell on the other side. So a real task for Scotland to try and keep England at bay and perhaps get a goal of their own. Slipped through there. There is the substitute, Sam Greenwood. Back he goes to his fellow sub, Morgan Rogers, the number 9. Good chest control by Cole Stars. Rogers is there. Stars loses out in the end. Greenwood in there. Here's Rogers. He's showing great pace and power. Just shrugs Dylan Forrest off, and that's not an easy task. Forrest gets back in though. Pokes it out to the far side. Going to be a throw in.
Really tidy from Forrest again. We said off air at half time in conversation. It's such a good first half for Scotland. He covered every blade. He was tenacious in the tackle. He was tidy with his passing. He really has held that midfield together at times.
Well, here comes Adam Kettings, another Scotland midfielder, tries to slip it through to Dembele. He's quick, but Miles Pete Harris is just as quick on that occasion.
That's where it's difficult for Dembele with his shorter legs. He had a lot of ground to make up. Did as much as he could.
It's going to be a Scotland throw-in. Connor Smith with it into Kettings. He's going to be able to turn on it, just controls it. Dembele's there, opts to float it on the diagonal to Liam Miller. Miller just can't quite bring it down.
It was a difficult ball for Miller to take, especially on that right side. Mentioned it a few times.
Yeah, I think the easy pass inside to Dembele was on, but Kettings just wanted to spread the play a bit wider perhaps. Scotland trying to press then. Kettings going charging in on goalkeeper Harvey Collins. Collins fires it onto the shoulder of Karamoko Dembele. That one's flicked out to the right hand side. Alexander Mighton with no real chance of catching that one.
Dembele started wider the second half. I wonder whether that's deliberate, just to see if they can get him on the ball and isolate the fullbacks a bit more.
It looks as if Cole Stars is going to be the man who's going through the middle for Scotland now.
If he's more of a predictable focal point, isn't he? He's maybe more tailor-made for that role.
Bondswell with great interception for it. Here comes England into the penalty box, twisting and turning one way and then the other. Good sliding challenge. Scotland really hanging on. Charlie McCann, I thought he was in a great position to open the scoring, but here comes Dembele for Scotland. Has it nipped off of his toe by Pendlebury.
But it was that man Forrest again. Great last gasp foot.
Ekrapont manages to cut it out. It's Pete Harris with it. Down the line he goes. Sam Greenwood, the Sunderland man. Pete Harris again. Just comes back. It's 2-on-1 in England's favour. Dembele's coming across as that one swung in. But from one Sunderland player to another. Jack Newman happy to gather and just bowls it out to Cameron Logan. Logan gets the pass wrong. He's got a real task on here because England have got men over and the referee spots an infringement. Free kick.
Forrest again, the man looking to break up play. I will stop talking about him, but he just reminds me of Scott Brown and John McGinn, even with his build and his kind of hunched shoulders. He's done a lot of unselfish work for the team.
Madueke goes back out to Pendlebury. He's got a really impressive range of passing. Out it comes to Pete Harris. He drives forward, tries to slide it through. Josh Grieger does well to cut it out, but only as far as Mightham, and it goes 1-2. But that's going to go all the way through to Jack Newman.
I thought Eric Point did really well to split two England players there. He didn't maybe get the protection he needed from Dembele.
It's going to be interesting to see how Dembele does going in a defensive direction, because Cole Stars and Michael Sparks early on really chased back in every possible opportunity. There's Smith, and it goes to Stars. First touch just sets it up to layer off to Dembele. Dembele slides it in. Ekrapont's in the box here, no real options, but tries to go for goal. Saved by the feet of Harvey Collins in the end.
I think Stars was desperate for the cut back there. I think that's the point he's making to Eric Point.
Kettings is running hard, but he can't quite get there. Here's Greenwood. He just lifts his head, floats it across, and it's fired high away for a corner kick. I think it was Cameron Logan who was covering across, tucking in well. As you could see, there was plenty of space for England. Logan and Cameron both in there.
Fine margins there. 1 and 2 out.
Sam Greenwood with the corner then. It's going to be an out swinger. Goes to the front post though. Dylan Forrest again with it. It's going to be yet another corner kick for England. Pendlebury's taking over corner kick duty on this occasion. The man from Reading has been impressive from the set piece delivery all afternoon, looking to cause more trouble for the Scotland backline. Here it comes then, more of a high floated delivery, misses pretty much everyone. Cole Stars is just going to volley this one as far away from goal as is possible. Adam Kettings jumps, misses out. Stars brings it down in the chest. Good powerful burst from him. Here's Cole Stars going to try and take Bondswell down the line. Bondswell's just so quick and strong, and he reads the game well. Scotland attack breaks down. Here come England once more. Dembele's in there. Down goes Madueke, and the referee says that's a free kick. Going to have a change for Scotland, a couple of changes in fact. So we're going to see Cameron Logan leaving the field of play. He's going to be replaced by Kane Patterson, who was an impressive performer for Scotland on Tuesday. So Kane Patterson, the man from Spurs, on.
Yeah, Patterson was the one we picked out as man of the match against Qatar. He was a great outlet in the right, bombing up and down. As polished defensively as he was offensively.
Adam Kettings is the other man going off. He's put in a terrific shift in the middle of the park. He's going to be replaced by Jensen Weir, son of course of former Scotland player David Weir, There's Dylan Forrest again. It's another excellent challenge from him. Shows great tenacity to win it back and fires it. Ends up firing the ball wide. Cole Stars is frustrated. He wanted the pass.
To what he deserved so much more there, Forrest. For the tackle, the burst of energy. He wasn't too far away with the finish either.
Don't think we can begrudge him taking that shot on after doing so well to win the ball. But perhaps Cole Stars would have been the safer option, just to roll it inside.
It's a couple of times now Stars has been well positioned and not had the pass.
Signs of encouragement for Scotland though. They've had to do a lot of defending in this game, and they're going to have to do it again here as that one slipped into the penalty box. Smith is in there. There's the substitute Patterson. Nice pass from him down the line. Miller uses his body well. Cole Stars nips in. Just about manages to keep it in, surely having his shot pulled. Referee eventually agrees.
Been really impressed with the way a couple of the Scotland boys in particular use their physique, even at this age. You think that's something that develops over time, that game intelligence, but certainly Stars has done it from start to finish. Smith's never far from the action. Forrest has been in the mix from the first whistle.
Brian McLaughlin there just trying to rearrange his troops after those couple of changes, make sure everyone knows their roles and responsibilities. Here's Josh Grieger. Back he goes to Ben Cameron. Cameron into the feet of Forrest. Forrest with the neat control initially, but the pass,
Commentator's curse right there.
is not one of his best ones, that's for sure.
Not that you're boring me, Gordon, but you can watch the highlights back on the SFA Twitter account, and that Jack Newman penalty save looks better every single time you see it.
It really was a terrific save from Jack Newman. Did ever so well. Here come England once more though. Grieger goes back to Newman. Newman just fires it up. Miller using his body really well, tries to turn though, but Bondswell does enough. Back it goes to Dorset. Dorset spins away with it and shows neat footwork as well. Miller trying to close it back down. Bondswell skips away from him. Left footed. That's just going to be booted away for a corner kick. Josh Grieger taking no chances.
Both talked about Bondswell at half time, and there's another example again how accomplished he is from left back. Needs no invitation to break forward.
Josh Grieger there, the Scotland number 14. Plays his club football for Hearts. So he's got a few of his club teammates for company in this Scotland team today. Here it comes from Pendlebury. Another good ball swinging in. Headed high into the air by Grieger. Scotland underneath it. Newman races from his goal line. Collects it. Dembele wants it. It's just going to be a bit too far in front of him. I think Bondswell's going to get there. Dembele certainly wasn't holding back either.
Dembele did well just to nick that, but not for the first time. Newman's been so quick off his line. Quick, precise distribution as well. He's another that's looked the part.
Oh, that's not a good sign for Brian McLaughlin. Karamoko Dembele in a bit of trouble. Perhaps just cramping up, or a calf knock. Certainly looks something along those lines.
I've been tired watching him, so I can understand how he feels.
England substitution number 18.
Sure they won't take any chances in this game.
Replaced by number 10, Fabio Carvalho.
Going to be another change for England though. Leaving the field is the man who had the penalty save, Nonso Manduki, and he is going to be replaced by Fabio Carvalho of Fulham. So Karamoko Dembele still down, receiving some treatment there on the far side. Bit of thinking for Brian McLaughlin to do. I wonder if Dembele is going to try and shake that one off. I think it looks like Andrew Winters, the man who's been sent out to warm up for Scotland.
Well, we saw what kind of impact Andrew Winter had in the first game. Didn't give Qatar a moment's rest.
Dembele just stretching off at the moment. He's just running back down the line, just seeing how he feels, trying to run it off. 802 is the official attendance here at Forth Bank on match day 2 of this under-16 international tournament. So an impressive crowd for this under-16s game, and they've enjoyed a fierce and close contest so far, Kenny.
And as we said, you could probably double that attendance if you include all the scouts here in a working capacity. I think there'll be a few names being scribbled down on notebooks for future reference.
So Karamoko Dembele is back on then for the moment. Let's see how he recovers from that knock or that bout of pain that he was suffering. Dylan Forrest again with the interception. He just plays it to Dembele. He's going to take on the shot from distance. Doesn't really get a hold of it. Ends up dragging it wide of the post.
That was an ambitious attempt, but maybe another sign of Scotland's growing confidence in the game. I don't think you can overstate how well Forrest's done in the middle. It's no coincidence that time and time again he's in the right place at the right time.
Harvey Collins very composed there as he plays it out to Dorset and gets it back from him. Helps that the two both play their club football for Reading, but Dembele got in there. Down goes Cole Stars, and it's going to be a penalty to Scotland. Gerald Dorset and Harvey Collins got themselves in a bit of a pickle. Credit to Karamoko Dembele. Look how quickly he closes the goalkeeper down. The goalkeeper didn't really know what was happening. Cole Stars nipped in there, down he goes. And it's going to be a penalty kick. Cole Stars wants to take it, but he's not too impressed. He's had it taken off him.
It was an argument that even Dembele could have had a penalty there.
Always makes you uneasy to see players arguing over who wants to take the penalty. What effect is it going to have on Ben Cameron? Here he comes, the Scotland skipper, right-footed, fires it, and it's another good penalty save. Harvey Collins with it. So it's been a tale of two penalties, both saved, and the game is still somehow goalless.
Sadly, a more comfortable height for the keeper this time round. As you say, it's never good to see players argue over penalties. Never helps. Remember seeing the Scotland under 21s once settle it over a game of rock, paper, scissors on the pitch. Don't think Billy Stark was too impressed.
Yeah, Cole Stars was the man who won the penalty. He of course took a penalty on Tuesday, ended up hitting the post, and then he scored the rebound. He wanted it again, you could see that. Ben Cameron, the skipper, took it, but it was rather easily saved by Harvey Collins. So disappointment for Scotland. A real chance to take what would have been an impressive lead here, but as things stand it is still goalless. Nevertheless though, Kenny, I wonder if that's the type of incident that can just lift Scotland again.
And it's a shame because as you pointed out, Dembele was so quick and so sharp off the mark to prompt the penalty, if not win it. But Scotland are gradually coming into the game more and more, certainly playing a lot more in England's half in the second half. But frustrating.
England just trying to reset then after a fairly poor period by their standards. But as again, great closing down by Ekrapont. Dembele has it, tries the back heel, oh, down he goes. Heavy challenge from Nathan Wood-Gordon. And you can see the size difference between the two. Dembele does very well to get his body in front.
Heavy challenge is a very diplomatic way of saying completely cleaned out. But as we said against Qatar, Dembele's going to have a long career of people clattering him.
He never seems to mind too much. He always gets up and gets on with it.
You wonder how long he's maybe got left in him. He's had a lot of ground to cover.
It would be nice for any Scotland fans heading to Oriam on Saturday to get another look at him as well, so we'll see what effect that has on him. Here's Dylan Forrest, lines it up from range. It's a great sliding block though. Morgan Rogers, the substitute, the man who did his defensive duties, and Scotland have some defending of their own to do.
Rogers did really well to snuff that out.
Kane Patterson robs Fabio Carvalho, wins himself a free kick. And this, for what we've lacked in goals, Kenny, we've more than made up for in just real competitive action.
Yeah, and I think Connor Smith's been increasingly influential in the midfield. I think supporters will like Kane Patterson if they get a chance to see him. Certainly we were impressed in the first game. He's added something on that right side. Dembele so quick across the ground again.
Dembele and Forrest, the Celtic teammates, just getting in each other's way as Smith goes sliding in. Scotland doing everything they can to halt the run there. Alexander Mighton did well to get the shooting opportunity. Couldn't make it work though.
I think just the three fouls from Smith there, the build up to that.
Back goes Josh Grieger. I'm sure Brian McLaughlin will be really frustrated at Scotland passing up that penalty chance. Of course England did the same, but Scotland having to defend for large spells, what a lift that would have been to get the opening goal. But it wasn't to be though. There's the man who had his kick saved, Cameron. First time ball down the line to Dembele's a good one. We know he likes to try and run into the box. Look at him twisting one way and then the other, just rolls it back. Flicked away by Smith. Cameron tries to fire it out to the left. It's going to have too much on it though. Dembele's down again, and I think that will probably be the end of his game, Kenny. You can see him just stretching off.
And it's no surprise, really, is it, when you see the size of him and you look at the pitch. He's covered so much ground.
Yeah, don't forget he is still younger than every player on display here, I believe.
I think it's important to emphasise that. I mean, we can all marvel at his ability, but he obviously still has a long way to go in terms of his physical development. All the potential's there. He just needs a bit of time for his body to catch up.
You can see the Scotland bench signalling to the substitutes there. The GPS is going on, making sure these guys know exactly who's putting in the effort, and it is going to be Andrew Winter, the man who opened the scoring for Scotland in this tournament. And the man from Hamilton Accies is going to enter the field very shortly indeed. First of all, some more changes for England to tell you about though. Number 19, Charlie McCann, is the man going off. He's going to be replaced by number 7, who's Benjamin Knight. Benjamin Knight plays his football for Ipswich Town. Chance for him to come on in the last 22 minutes or so and show what he can do. So Dembele hasn't gone off yet. He's still at the side of the pitch here, but I suspect his exit is imminent. Flicked on. Cameron just volleys it high. Forrest there. Good jump. Can't get enough on the header though. You'll see Dembele entering your screen shortly. He's not moving particularly freely. He's still snapping at the heels though.
I think that tells you a lot about his spirit. He's almost playing in one leg just now. Still wanted to take part.
Good challenge, Ben Cameron. Pendlebury has it. Just takes the long way around Cole Stars before floating a lovely ball into the danger area. Grieger deals with it. Carvalho flicks it high. Headed on. 3 men challenging for it there. Here's the substitute for England. Tries a shot at goal. Cameron chasing his own block. Here is Benjamin Knight. Just trying to dance into the danger area. Smith has it for Scotland. Tries to slide it through for Cole Stars. Keeper reads it well.
It's a great first touch and turn there from Smith. He wasn't too far off the mark.
A couple of these Scotland players are stretching off. I think it's been a real physical effort for them so far. Here's Cameron into Jensen Weir. We've not seen too much of him, but he was a very tidy operator in Scotland's opening win against Qatar. Just likes to sit in that deep lying midfield role, pick up the ball, break up play, pick some passes.
He reads the game well, maybe no surprise given who his dad is.
I think the offside flag might well go up against Cole Stars. Indeed it does. Motherwell man is rather frustrated, I think, not only at being denied the chance to take that penalty, but he's had a really tough physical battle. I think he's got cramp as well, Kenny. I think that just shows you the effort that these boys have been putting in.
Yeah,
and he's been replaced by number 22, Conor Barron.
I think we're going to see a sign of that physical effort, because Karamoko Dembele has run his race. Off he goes, and he's going to be replaced by Conor Barron, who I believe is a late call up to the squad. So, not exactly replacing Karamoko Dembele with a bigger player. Conor Barron very much in the Dembele mould. I'm going to try and show what he can do when he comes on.
Yeah, and a great moment for him.
You can see Andrew Winter still sitting with the Scotland top on, so I think he's still going to enter the play at some point, but you can see Dembele just taking his place amongst the substitutes for Scotland. Here's Knight for England. Across he comes. England moving forward. It's neat play in the edge of the box. Great tackle, Ekrapont.
Timed that so well.
Liam Miller back there picking up the loose ball as well, managing just to force it away for a corner kick. Ekrapont's put in a really impressive defensive shift, Kenny, the Scotland number 3.
Yeah, as we highlighted him early on, I just think there's a real maturity to his play. Maybe that comes from training regularly in a first team environment.
Pendlebury's been busy. Another corner kick for him. Forrest yet again the man who clears for Scotland. Josh Grieger just trying to pay close attention to Pete Harris, and does so at the expense of a throw-in. Pete Harris plays it into Carvalho. Carvalho looks very, very relaxed on the ball. Plays it back to his right back though, tries to dink it over the top. Carvalho's going to get there. Leaves the Scotland defence for dead, skips into the box. Carvalho again left-footed, blocked though by Jensen Weir. Here's Smith for Scotland, lovely pass from him. Finds Miller, Miller having his shirt held surely. Referee not interested, going to be a throw into Scotland on the near side.
I think it's safe to say that Carvalho's a player. There's a couple of outrageous touches there. Playing the game at his own pace.
Here's Grieger. You can see Ekrepont with the turn there. Certainly thought he had won himself a throw-in, but the assistant referee on the near side disagrees. And we've got another Scotland player down, and they all look to be very similar situations. I think
No surprise really that it's Smith, given the energy he's expended over the 2 games.
it certainly looks like another cramp.
I won't take any chances with these boys, especially with the 3rd game still to come.
Not seen any signs of cramp from the England camp yet, Kenny. Perhaps that shows the physical advantage that England have over Scotland at this stage.
It's a valid point. Scotland have had to run that bit harder. Their legs are just basically a bit shorter. England happy to dictate the game from the back, play to their own pace.
Nathan Wood-Gordon just striding forward.
And he's another one that just looks like a thoroughbred.
Jensen Weir thought he'd won the ball cleanly, but the referee not too happy with him on that occasion.
Been impressed with the way Connor Barnes thrown himself into the game. If he lacks in inches at this age, he doesn't lack in heart.
Cole Starr's the man standing over the ball for Scotland, trying to make life difficult for Pendlebury. Pendlebury choosing just to play it out to the right hand side. Benjamin Knight with it. He's only got one thought in his mind, just to try and attack Scotland. Slips it in to the right back. It's going to be dinked into the far post. Another let off for Scotland.
Yeah, but I thought Barron made all the difference there again with his pressing. It's a well worked routine from England, but he gave them no time to get that cross on.
So still 15 minutes to go here at Forthbank Stadium, and it is still goalless, would you believe? Not often in a game do you see 2 penalties, both saved, but that has been the story of the match so far. Nonso Madueke had one saved for England early on, and then Ben Cameron suffered the same fate when Scotland were awarded a spot kick.
I think if Cole Stars catches up with Ben Gordon, he'll be seeing stars. It's not a happy boy.
Cole Starr certainly wanted to take the penalty kick, and there was the man who missed it. That was a lovely pirouette there from Mightum, and he just keeps it in as well. Down the line it goes to Bonswell. Neat triangle from England on that left hand side. Coming down the line, Cameron trying to play close attention. Dylan Forrest has been like a magnet for the football for Scotland today. He's intercepted absolutely everything. Surely that's a heavy challenge.
Smith's not been far behind them.
Going to be a shot from Knight from the edge of the box, flashes it wide of the goal, and you can see England again. They had perhaps a bit of a wobble by their own standards earlier in this half, Kenny, but they're starting really to assert themselves once more.
Yeah, I do think Knight's injected something different to their game as well. Always looks to get on the ball. He's drifted all across that final third.
Loose play from Scotland at the back, giving away a cheap throw-in. Pete Harris has it. Lots of space as well on the edge of the box. It's just worked across to Carvalho. He tries to slide it through.
He really is so laid back on the ball, Carvalho.
Pendlebury showing nice composure just to turn 360. Jensen Weir tries to nudge Carvalho out the way. Carvalho does well though. Knight has it. Lifts his head. Can only find a Scotland jersey with the pass. Pendlebury gets it once more though. He's been trying to pull the strings all afternoon for England. He's able to go across and find Bonswell.
Scotland sitting very, very deep now.
Cole Stars is the only man forward for Scotland. Ekrepont's underneath that one, wins the header. It's a bit of good fortune with that clearance. Cole Stars going in. Jensen Weir there with Carvalho.
Sounds unkind, but Scotland really have to find a way of getting hold of the ball again because they're camped so deep defensively. Clearing the ball, but it's coming straight back at them.
That's a good challenge from Smith. And Conor Barron, he's got the chance to lob the goalkeeper, and it crashes off the crossbar. Comes back off the feet of Harvey Collins. And Conor Barron, the Scotland substitute, look at what that means to him. He's opened the scoring against England. He is absolutely delighted with that one. Got a bit of good fortune, but you have to admire the vision. He saw the goalkeeper off his line, he just lifted it over his head, and when it came back off the bar, Harvey Collins could do nothing but watch as it hit off the shin and went into the back of the net.
Listen, the ball's obviously going in over Collins, but I think you give Bannon all the credit in the world there. It was great technique to get the ball on target, keep it down, and he is delighted. He's basically done his own lap of honour.
Well, Harvey Collins, the England goalkeeper, made an excellent penalty save earlier on. He will not want to see that one again. And credit to the man who's currently down again with cramp, Connor Smith, because for the umpteenth time today, Kenny, it was him who got in, got a foot in the right area, managed to dispossess England, and that led to the goal scoring opportunity.
I'm glad you've highlighted that, because it's one thing to do it against Qatar the way he did, but he picked up exactly where he left off there against England tonight. He has been irrepressible all over the pitch. He really deserves that. That was as good as an assist from him. And what about Barron? You can see how much that goal means to him.
Well, Connor Smith is still down, receiving some treatment at the moment. It'll be interesting to see if he manages to shake that one off. And what a tale for Conor Barron as well, Kenny. Remember, not in the initial squad. He was a late call-up. He was a late replacement for Scott Cusick. The Celtic player was injured. Conor Barron was called into the squad late on, and he's marked it with a goal against England. Doesn't get much better than that, does it?
Yeah, it's a wee football fairy tale. Remains to be seen whether Scotland can hang on and really make it a memorable occasion for him. But what a moment! I'm sure he watched that back a few times, and he did so well to keep the ball down. Collins clearly thought the ball was sailing high and wide.
Going to be, I think, a couple of changes for Scotland. Rhys McAleer has come on, another one of the Motherwell contingent, and Andrew Winter, who's not too far away from Motherwell as well. Hamilton Accies player, of course. He's replaced Connor Smith, who set up that goal. Cole Stars has gone off as well. So all change for Scotland as they look to try and hold on to this lead. I suspect England will have other ideas. England have had a lot of impressive play in this game.
Scotland have been deep defensively, but at no point could you say they've ever been ragged defensively. They've been so compact, so well drilled, no lack of commitment.
Number 9 Cole Stars, replaced by number 11 Andrew Winter and number 17 Rhys McAleer.
So it's going to be a big 10 minutes for Scotland as they try and hold on to this lead. It looked for a long time as if it was going to be a backs to the wall job, and at times it has been. And that's going to be over the head of the goalkeeper again. And Winter's in there, down he goes. Referee says goal kick.
I'll be interested to see that one back.
Harvey Collins got away with one. It must be said though, Andrew Winter didn't complain too much,
What a chance.
which is often a good sign. I thought Winter was going to get in there.
Collins did really well, in fairness, to recover.
It's been a difficult last 5 minutes or so for the England goalkeeper.
An awkward bounce. Let's be charitable, an awkward bounce for him to deal with.
We know that Andrew Winter's got good pace in behind though. He showed that against Qatar. Opened the scoring for Scotland.
You wonder whether that'll come back to haunt Scotland in a game of fine margins.
Here comes Carvalho trying to unlock the door for England as they try and play that one. Grieger's running very heavily. And down he goes though. He'll take that all day long. Didn't look as if he had much left there.
Maybe trying to unlock the door, but Scotland look as if they've got it bolted shut. There's just no lack of commitment.
Dylan Forrest still going strong. Any of the Scotland players are showing the effects of a tough afternoon, but he's still covering as much ground as possible.
And you wonder how.
Ekrapont does keep it in, but he's robbed of it. Here's Knight. And Conor Barron, the goal scorer, chasing hard to keep up with him, but Knight twisting and turning away from him. Knight showing great footwork. Carvalho as well. He just slips it in. There's going to be a chance for England to equalise if they can at the back post. Well blocked though. Another good block by Grieger. Scotland have defended so well all afternoon.
Mentioned it a couple of times now, but Knight really has been threatening for England. He's picking the ball up from deep, driving at that Scotland defence.
Pendlebury, the man with the corner kick. Everyone back for Scotland. Pendlebury just floats it out to the edge of the box. Header back up. A bit of miscommunication in the Scotland ranks. The goalkeeper had come for it. Ben Cameron either didn't get a shout or didn't hear it.
And I hope they don't regret that, because Jack Newman's been so assured in everything that he's done. A couple of opportunities there to grab it.
That's swung into the danger area once more, flicked across by a Scotland head. Carvalho helps it back in. Barron trying to close down Knight. Knight's so confident though, works his way into the box. Winter trying to come away with it. That's surely going to be a foul on Grieger. Indeed it is. And this has been a really, really brave defensive performance from Scotland.
Barron yet again is the one pressing in the edge of that box. He must be the smallest player on the park, but it's not holding him back.
As you can imagine, Jack Newman in no hurry at all to take this one, but he does float it out towards Barron. Well flicked on by Ekrepont. McAleer and Ekrepont just getting in each other's way that time.
You can see how desperate Scotland are to hold on to this result. There's been a couple of occasions in the last couple of minutes where the people are getting in each other's way, just so determined to get the ball clear.
Andrew Winter, the substitute for Scotland, running hard to try and close down the England defence, and it's paid off. That's another great interception from Dylan Forrest. McAleer's in there as well. Pendlebury delaying on it. Winter there. Barron nips in onto the thigh of McAleer. He's got a chance to stride forward. He was well closed down by Morgan Rogers, and here come England. Josh Grieger thundering into that one. And that is going to be a free kick to Scotland. Some real good commitment from Josh Grieger. You can see at any level that is a fantastic 50-50. Love to see that. Josh Grieger very much coming out on top and winning his side a free kick as well, taking the pressure right off.
And he has been all action since he's come on, not holding back.
Floated over the top. McAleer wins it, and it's in at the back post, and Ekrepont forces it into the back of the net. Scotland double their lead with just 5 minutes to go. Scotland 2, England 0. And the full team run. Look at Jack Newman all the way to the corner flag to celebrate. It was quick thinking from the Scotland captain Ben Cameron. He floated the free kick over. McAleer rose highest to header it into the path of Ekrepont, and the left back got up well and just fired it in beyond Harvey Collins. Really, really terrific stuff from Scotland.
Listen, we talk about the Scotland players that have deserved something out of this match. Ekrepont was so composed with that finish. He could easily have tried to play that back across the face of goal or lashed at it. Very composed.
How much will that please Brian McLaughlin, Kenny? Because a lot of that not only comes from a willingness in a physical sense, but from being really switched on. You saw Ben Cameron, the England players were dreaming, but Scotland were really switched on, took a quick ball over the top and managed to make it count.
What do they say? Fire in the heart, ice in the veins. And certainly no more than Ekrepont deserves. Maybe a Scotland under 16 player, but he's played like a man tonight.
Here's Rhys McAleer with it then. Scotland just trying not to become too anxious. They've got a 2-goal lead to hold on to. Just over 3.5 minutes of normal time to go, remember. 80-minute games at this level, for those of you who think that my arithmetic is a bit out.
And the clean sheet would almost be just as impressive as the 2 goals. England have had the 3 lines share of possession. Scotland have stuck to their task. Looks as if they're about to get the reward.
Well, just a bit of a lull in play as Scotland prepared to take the throw in. It's actually an England throw, I think. No, bit of confusion over on the far side. It is indeed a Scotland throw in.
Dylan Forrest is still cutting about as if it's the first 5 minutes of the game, not the last.
Andrew Winter just trying to flick it round the corner, doesn't get the break of the ball. Ben Cameron does well. Immaculate touch from Barron, slides it through, and Winter's in. Offside flag is up. Wouldn't mind getting a look at that one again, Kenny. I certainly don't think there was much in it.
Real quality from Barron to take the ball down and spin and release that through ball instantly like that.
Yeah, Andrew Winter, if he was offside, he certainly wasn't too far beyond England's line.
for all the talk about Dembele, and we feared the worst for Scotland a wee bit when he went off, but Barron has more than matched Dembele.
Jensen Weir showing nice composure just to loft the ball back to his goalkeeper, and Jack Newman does well. McAlear's up. Winter could be in here. The England defence got in a bit of a mix-up.
Barron again, the man in the mix.
Ekrapont into McAlear. Great strength from the Motherwell man.
We said that about Winter in the first game. Even when he doesn't come off for him, he does make himself a nuisance. He's tying up 2 England centre-backs.
Yeah, he's very dangerous in behind his Andrew Winter.
He's got real nuisance value.
Brian McLaughlin there is not happy with the officials. Listen, if you are 2-0 up against England with 2 minutes to go, you are going to fight for absolutely everything you can.
What was it Brian McLaughlin said? It's just a training camp. It's all about development. I think that goes out the window. As you said, a minute and a half left. He's kicking every ball.
Out it comes then to Nathan Wood-Gordon. He's not got too many options, England skipper. He's forced to go back to Pendlebury. All the way across to Dorset. Bondswell thought he'd kept it in. The Scotland fans on the far side just giving the assistant referee some encouragement to get the flag up.
And I know it is all about development, but Scotland have got their game plan completely spot on. Happy to surrender possession to the English defence. Retreated in numbers, they've been compact and they've broken with pace and penetration. Great effort all round.
So England with the throw in then on the far side. Carvalho has been a tidy operator since he came on. Hasn't managed to unlock the Scotland door though. Scotland have held firm. It's been a mightily impressive defensive performance for Scotland. And they've struck when they needed to, as Grieger pays Knight close attention. McAlear as well, giving Pendlebury no rest whatsoever.
And I think McAlear happy to take one for the team there, just to disrupt the English float. Good tactical foul.
Barron and McAlear, the 2 subs, just trying to close England down. Jensen Weir in there as well. Connor Barron snapping at the heels. England come away with it though. This is a great run down the right hand side, it must be said, and it's fired across as well into Liam Miller.
4 minutes additional time to be played. 4 minutes additional time.
4 minutes to be added on here. That's not great news if you're a Scotland fan, but here comes Liam Miller. Couldn't quite latch on to the through ball from Winter. Cameron taking no chances whatsoever. So 4 minutes to go.
Don't know where the 4 minutes came from, but a good few tangible Scottish groans inside Forth Bank there. Look at that, outstanding from Dylan Forrest to intercept
Scotland
that.
have won it back, and Dylan Forrest fires it over the bar. From the first minute until the last, he has been absolutely everywhere.
It's outstanding. 80 minutes on the clock. Dylan Forrest is still intercepting loose passes. It's a really tough call, but I think he just edges man of the match.
Since we are moving into the final stages, we can have that discussion. Is that your final answer?
Oh well, that's my shout. Listen, I think there's been a few standout performers. Ekrapont at left back, to name one, but no, Forrest embodies the team spirit, the team performance. That's looks like getting them over the line.
Well, Dylan Forrest is Kenny Miller's man of the match. As always, I do always invite our viewers to direct any abuse or disagreements his way. I'm sure a few of you will disagree, but there he is, the man of the match. Dylan Forrest has been absolutely everywhere for Scotland, even managing a smile at this late stage as well.
The way he's played, I just wouldn't want to give it to anyone else. Wouldn't want to get in his wrong side, in case he presses me all the way to the car park.
So perhaps one last chance for England to cause some panic in the Scotland backline. Scotland will be desperate to hold firm. They're desperate to win it. I'm sure they're desperate to keep a clean sheet as well. Here it comes, Pendlebury. It's deep, it's over the head of everyone. Out for a goal kick.
Harvey Collins looks a bit of a forlorn figure in goal for England.
Well, all credit must go to the Scotland goalkeeper as well, Jack Newman. This could have been a very different story if he hadn't made that excellent first half penalty save. Dived brilliantly to his left to keep the ball out, and that gave Scotland the platform to build on and try and win this. There's Winter again, just nods it up into the air, wins his side a throw in as well. Scotland more than happy just to run the clock down now. Must be in the final minutes. In the corner is the shout from the Scotland camp. It doesn't quite work out as McAleer goes down. Jensen Weir fires that at goal. I think he might get himself in a bit of bother for that. Referee's not happy at Scotland's time-wasting efforts. Jensen Weir picks up the yellow card.
Can't be long now.
Well, Nathan Woodgordon, the England skipper, just ushering his troops forward. He's going to thump this high into the Scotland half. It's well won by Kane Patterson.
How's that for commitment?
He's been very impressive since coming on. Jensen Weir's up there as well. A real physical battle in there, and that's spun over the top. Look at this, 3 Scotland jerseys bursting forward. They're not settling for the draw. Jensen Weir is, though.
Does that not sum it up? 4 Scotland players in the final third and the final seconds. Would it be easy just to sit back, panic? There you have it.
And there goes the full-time whistle. You can see what it means to the Scotland fans and Scotland players alike. They are absolutely delighted with that. We mentioned before the game what a massive fixture at any level Scotland against England as well. If you're of a Scotland persuasion, how does this sound? Full-time, Scotland 2, England 0. It's not too often we can say that, and what an outstanding performance it was from Brian McLaughlin's side. They had to defend for large periods, but they struck when it mattered. Conor Barron with the opening goal, and then Finn Ekrapont putting the game beyond doubt. Scotland 2, England 0. Kenny Miller, we don't yet know what these guys will go on to achieve in their footballing careers, but one thing's for sure, they'll remember this afternoon for a long time.
They will talk about this forever. In particular, Conor Barron, as you pointed out earlier, to be called into the squad late on and to enjoy that moment, the first goal, to have earned that break. There's certainly no disputing the second goal either. Listen, more than merited.
Who are we picking for the standouts then? You really were doing a disservice by leaving anyone out. We've already mentioned Dylan Forrest as man of the match, Conor Barron the man who came on and get the goal, but you go through that Scotland team, Kenny, Ben Cameron, the skipper, he may have missed the penalty kick, but he more than made up for it. Jack Newman, the goalkeeper, saving a penalty at the other end. It was a real team effort. I'm sure Brian McLaughlin will be absolutely delighted.
Yeah, and I'm glad you've picked out Jack Newman, because it's easy to forget that save. That really did kick them on. We've talked about Finn Ekrapont at length. Grigor, I thought, came on and was resilient. Liam Miller, we talk about a left back in the opening day, comes in and plays on the right of a front three. It really has been a team effort, and that's why I picked out Dylan Forrest, because I just think this was a night for unselfish players, and he typified it.
And there's always a balance to be found at youth football, Kenny. We know it's about development and trying to prepare these guys for the future, but also about breeding a winning mentality. I don't think there's any secret that winning a game of this magnitude for these guys can mean the world to them.
Listen, I think you say it's all about development when you're not so sure you've got much of a chance of winning the game. It's definitely something to be said for that winning mentality, and against an England team that have dominated at youth levels over the summer, it's no bad thing at all. And listen, there's definitely a few stars in the making in their side too.
Let's just see some of the highlights then. That was the incident which led to England's penalty. It was Maduki who stepped up to take it, the man from Spurs. But what about that from a save, a double save in fact, from Jack Newman?
Terrific reflexes, but I still say that was a save rather than a miss. He was so sharp down low to his left.
Scotland had the chance to take the lead, of course. Great pressing from Karamoko Dembele, who later went off injured. Cole Stars went down in the box. There was a bit of debate about who would take it. Ben Cameron stepped up, but Harvey Collins, the England goalkeeper, was delighted with that one. However, things got a little bit difficult, to say the least, for the England goalkeeper. Look at that, for vision from Conor Barron, back off the goalkeeper, and he will not want to see that one again.
No, he will not, but I'd imagine that Barron will be playing that on the loop and on every social media platform for some time to come. Look at his face.
He was absolutely delighted. Conor Barron, a late call up to the squad, and look at this. This will please Brian McLaughlin more than anything. Just watch Ben Cameron, the quick thinking. He's wanting to take his time at this point. He spotted something, he lofts it over the top. McAleer with the header on, and there was Finn Ekrapont, who put in a terrific shift in defence all day. and all of a sudden he's the man who pops up with the second goal, and the goal which ultimately won the game for
And
Scotland.
I'm glad you pointed out Cameron's contribution, because he certainly had an eventful game, giving away the penalty and missing the penalty, so it was good to see him play a part in the second clincher.
Well, it's been a very, very eventful afternoon here at Forth Bank. The next match is 1 p.m. on Saturday against Uruguay at Oriam in Edinburgh. We will be live again. We would of course urge you to get along and support the boys, especially after what you've seen today, but if you can't join us, we'll be live across all the social media platforms as well, so do join us. That's us for tonight, but we do urge you to also keep in mind there's some more international action tonight. Tune in to More 4 at 7:30 to watch Scotland's women take on Spain in a crunch Euro 2017 Group D tie. That's us from us. It finished here. Scotland 2, England 0.